Have you ever found yourself scrolling through your phone late at night, long after you plan to go to sleep? You're definitely not alone. It's almost a universal experience for our generation. A recent study from May 2025 revealed a startling statistic. A massive 91% of Gen Z employees have felt the weight of mental health struggles. It's a quiet crisis happening behind the bright glow of our screens. A paradox where we feel more connected than ever, yet a profound sense of loneliness and anxiety can creep in. This isn't just a feeling, it's a shared reality for many of us who grew up with the internet as a constant companion, shaping our friendships, our knowledge, and even our sense of self. The link between our digital lives and our mental state is becoming impossible to ignore. Our phones are incredible tools, but they are also portals to a world that never shuts off. The constant stream of notifications, messages, and updates creates a low-level hum of pressure to always be available, always be engaged, and always be performing. This always-on culture can fuel a persistent anxiety, making it difficult for our minds to ever truly rest and recharge. We are the first generation to navigate this unique landscape, and it's no surprise that we are also the generation reporting unprecedented levels of emotional and social stress. This digital environment directly impacts our most basic human needs, especially sleep. The blue light from our screens is notorious for tricking our brains into thinking it's still daytime, disrupting the natural production of melatonin, the hormone that tells our body it's time to rest. This often leads to what many of us experience as insomnia, or just poor quality sleep, where we wake up feeling just as tired as when we went to bed. A night of restless tossing and turning then bleeds into the next day, making it harder to focus, manage our emotions, and cope with the everyday stresses of life, creating a difficult cycle to break. The result is a generation that is simultaneously hyper-connected and profoundly lonely. We can see what hundreds of our friends are doing at any given moment, but this often replaces the deeper, more meaningful in-person interactions that build true community and combat loneliness. Scrolling through endless feeds can feel like looking through a window at a party you weren't invited to, even if that party is just a curated collection of someone else's best moments. This digital isolation is a new kind of loneliness, one that can exist even when we are surrounded by people, leaving us feeling misunderstood and disconnected from the world around us. Social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram are designed to show us the best, most exciting, and most polished versions of other people's lives. We scroll through a never-ending stream of perfect vacations, flawless selfies, amazing accomplishments, and happy relationships. This is what's often called the highlight reel. The problem is that our brains can sometimes forget that we are comparing our own messy, complicated real life with all its ups and downs to someone else's carefully edited highlight reel. This constant comparison is a recipe for anxiety and feelings of inadequacy, making us feel like our own life doesn't quite measure up. This environment also exposes us to a significant and growing danger: misinformation. Since many of us, about 38% in fact, use social media as a primary source for health information, we are vulnerable to content that isn't accurate. A 2023 study found that less than half of the educational health videos on TikTok were factually correct, with many being created by influencers without any medical background. This means we might get bad advice about mental health, leading to more confusion and anxiety, instead of providing real help. It's crucial to question where our information is coming from and to seek out credible sources. The algorithms that power these platforms are designed to keep us engaged for as long as possible, and they often do this by showing us content that provokes a strong emotional reaction. This can lead us down rabbit holes of negative or extreme content that can warp our perception of the world, making it seem more hostile, divided, and frightening than it actually is. This phenomenon, often called doom scrolling, can significantly increase feelings of hopelessness and anxiety. We are unknowingly feeding our minds a diet of content that is optimized for engagement, not for our well-being, which takes a serious toll over time. This digital landscape creates a constant pressure to perform and curate our own online identity. We feel the need to post our own highlights to keep up, choosing the right filter, crafting the perfect caption, and checking compulsively to see how many likes and comments we receive. This turns our own life into a performance, where our self-worth can become tied to online validation. The anxiety of not getting enough likes or seeing a negative comment can feel disproportionately large, chipping away at our confidence and making us feel even more isolated when the digital applause fades away, leaving us alone with our real-world struggles. The good news is that our generation is leading a revolution in how we talk about and approach mental health. Unlike previous generations, we see mental well-being as being just as important as physical health. This is a massive cultural shift. We are breaking down old stigmas and having open, honest conversations about struggles with anxiety, depression, and burnout. We are the generation that is normalizing therapy and actively seeking help. In fact, 30% of us have received professional mental health care in the last 2 years, a rate that is more than double that of the baby boomer generation. We are not suffering in silence. Our proactive approach extends to our expectations for the world around us, especially in the workplace. Mental health support is no longer a nice-to-have perk, it's a necessity. An incredible 92% of recent graduates want to be able to discuss mental wellness at work, and we are willing to make career choices based on it. We are looking for employers who offer robust mental health benefits, flexible work schedules, and a culture where it's safe to say, "I'm not okay." We are reshaping professional environments to be more human-centric, forcing companies to recognize that employee well-being is essential for success. We are also digital natives who are cleverly using technology to fight the very problems it can create. We seek out apps for meditation, mood tracking, and online therapy, demanding that mental health resources be as accessible as everything else in our digital lives. We follow creators and experts on platforms like YouTube and Instagram who provide credible, helpful information and foster supportive communities. We are building digital safe spaces and using hashtags like mental health awareness to find solidarity and share our stories, turning social media into a tool for connection and healing rather than just a source of stress. This awareness is empowering us to set boundaries with our technology. The concept of a digital detox is something our generation understands intuitively. We recognize the need to unplug and disconnect to protect our peace of mind. We are the architects of our own well-being, experimenting with strategies to create a healthier relationship with our devices. We are not passive consumers of technology. We are actively curating our digital experiences and making conscious choices to prioritize our mental health. This self-awareness is our greatest strength in navigating the complexities of the modern world and building a more resilient future for ourselves. So how can we put this awareness into action? Let's start with a digital detox. This doesn't mean you have to throw your phone away forever. It's about taking small, manageable steps to create space between you and your screen. Begin by turning off non-essential notifications. Do you really need to know every time someone likes a photo? Probably not. Schedule specific no-phone times during your day, like during meals or the first hour after you wake up. You can also try a digital curfew by putting your phone away, at least an hour before bed. These small breaks can dramatically reduce that constant feeling of being on call. Next, let's talk about reclaiming your sleep. This is where a trend called sleep maxing comes in, which is really just a new name for prioritizing and optimizing your sleep routine for maximum benefit. The most important rule is to make your bedroom a screen-free zone. Charge your phone in another room overnight and use a traditional alarm clock to wake up. This removes the temptation for that late-night scroll that ruins your sleep quality. Create a relaxing pre-sleep ritual, like reading a physical book, listening to calm music, stretching, or journaling. This signals to your brain that it's time to wind down and prepare for deep, restorative rest. It's also crucial to curate your social media feeds for your own well-being. You are in complete control of who you follow. Take some time to go through your accounts and unfollow any pages or people that make you feel anxious, insecure, or just plain bad about yourself. Instead, actively seek out and follow accounts that are positive, inspiring, educational, or just make you laugh. Fill your feed with content that uplifts you, not content that drains you. Think of it as digital housekeeping. You are cleaning out the clutter to create a more positive and supportive online environment for yourself. Remember, taking care of your mental health is a journey, not a destination. There will be good days and bad days, and that's perfectly okay. The most important thing is that you are aware and you are trying. By setting small boundaries, optimizing your sleep, and curating a more positive digital world, you are taking powerful steps to protect your well-being. Our generation has the courage to talk about mental health and the creativity to find new solutions. Keep prioritizing your peace, both online and off. You have the power to shape a healthier, happier future for yourself, one small, intentional choice at a time.